everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today we're going to be checking out the Double 11 Seed Beads of the Month Club, in addition to the Findings Companion Pack, which arrived in my mailbox for March 2023. This Seed Beads Club is actually part of the double rotating club that Beads of the Month has to offer, and that will rotate you through all 6 of their different types of monthly subscriptions. So for example, you'd get these twice a year if you were a subscriber for that length of time. Beads of the Month also has all sorts of different subscription options though, so if you only wanted to get seed beads each and every month, for example, you could definitely do that. And you can also opt to get the double size, which is what you're going to see here today, or the single size, which contains half the quantities of beads, but still providing you 8 containers. To get all the specific sign-up details and information you need to know though, I have the link to their subscription right down below the video, so check that out and also see the other options that they have available. And if you'd like to give them a try, you can use the coupon code OPAL10. That will save you 10% off the first month of the first club you choose to try out. In addition to their bead subscriptions, you can choose to add on a Findings Companion Pack on a monthly basis, which will contain high-quality findings to go along with your beads. And if you choose to add that on, it doesn't cost any additional in shipping, but it'll just hitch a ride with your monthly beads. Let's take a look at our findings first. The color scheme of the findings, it's going to coordinate from month to month, but it'll change each time so you get something different. And it looks like this time we have some antique brass components. And something I really enjoy about these Findings Companion Packs is that a lot of times they'll include really unique items, things that I'm glad to have once they sent them, but things that I may not have thought to pick out on my own. So let's get a sneak peek of what we're about to look at. That's how everything comes down there. And so we can see what's really going on in here. I'm going to get organized and then we'll go down the list of contents and we'll check out everything up close. Here's a look at our first item. This is the 7-loop filigree V component, which is a really unique piece and has those loops in place in that V formation, which would be a great option for making a chandelier type pendant, for example. And there you can see how you can configure that. You can actually put your stringing material through that V shape like a bead, and that would form the peak of a beautiful necklace with some cascading beads hanging down. Next, we have 2 of the twisted rope bar with loop components. They have that rope-like design and could also be used similarly to the V-shape component we just looked at, using these to make a pendant, or if you'd like to make a couple of statement earrings with beads hanging down and perhaps some chain going up into a little bit of a V formation at the top and coming together into an ear wire. And that's just so you can see they are the same on both sides. Always nice to get double-sided components. Up next, we have the toggle clasp with rhinestones. And you can see those rhinestone details showing up on that really dainty toggle clasp at the top. But then, if you look at the bar, it's got the rhinestones which coordinate with that also on either side, which is a nice touch. Up next, we have a selection of 4 of the Tiara Cast Star bead caps, and these are in an 8mm size with that cup-like shape and the 5 points that you can see that are kind of curved to hug or frame a bead, and these being the perfect amount and style to show off in a pair of earrings. Next up is a Tiara Cast check square button, and this is really dainty too, but it's full of detail with its geometric design, the certain areas that are raised up, and give this button some extra texture and dimension. Also nice that it's something different than round, which we see probably most often when it comes to buttons. And there's a look at the back of this piece. These are always a great touch to add a personalized feel as a clasp on a handmade bracelet. They've also provided us with 3 pair or 6 pieces of the 15mm fish hook with open loop style ear wires. And they're in a 21 gauge size, and they have that simple, elegant, and sort of handmade feel. Next up is a set of 15 of these paddle head pins. They're 2 inches in length and the 22 gauge size. And just another example of something that they could send that seems really basic, but getting these in that hammered paddle shape, it just elevates the detail of these and is maybe something you don't have already in your stash. And along those lines, we also have 20 of these 6mm twisted jump rings in the 16 gauge variety. These also something that could be very basic, but they're sending us these twisted ones, which are definitely not as common and have a very high quality feel. So that's another terrific findings companion pack. Again, that is an optional $12.95 per month add-on to any existing bead subscription with no additional shipping cost for that. And if you're a current subscriber and also get the companion pack, just a reminder that we all may get different things at different times. So the rotation of what you receive may depend on their availability at the time and also things you've already received in the past. So this antique brass assortment is another example of a type of metallic finish color that you'll see, which will rotate around with tones of silver, gold, copper, and also the occasional multicolored findings companion pack. And now we can bring in the double 11 seed beads of the month club, which has 8 containers or 8 different color variations that are each holding 25 grams of high quality Japanese Miyuki brand 11 round seed beads. And every month, no matter what type of subscription you're signing up for with Beads of the Month, they thoughtfully curate everything around a specific theme and provide you with a coordinating color palette, which also changes every month and gives you something different, helping you to build up a great stash over time. So as you see here, the theme for my month is called Early Peaches. We have everything listed on the front of the package, and if I flip this over, here's an example or a quick sneak peek of 4 of those different varieties we'll be taking a look at, which is just stunning. I'm seeing a lot of greens and of course peach shades. I also love the containers that these come in. I use these all the time in my bead storage, so I'm always happy to get more of these. But I'm really excited to check out these different seed bead varieties up close. I'll go ahead and pop them into a divided container and then we'll check them out one by one. All right, so the first selection here is called Dark Blue Lined Green AB. This is just such a stunning palette altogether, and you really have to look at these up close to really appreciate all of the different varieties you find in the Miyuki beads. And look how uniform they are too. I just love using these in bead weaving. This selection though, as you can see, has an overall deep green appearance. And depending on how the bead is turned or the lighting, you can see that they have the blue colorful lining inside underneath the transparent green glass. And on top of that, they also have the AB coating, giving us the rainbow-like finish all over the surface. Our second selection is called Peach Lined Aqua Luster. Another one with a really interesting lining variety. And that one you can see even more clearly that peach lining that it has inside underneath the aqua colored transparent glass. I didn't put all the beads in this container, by the way. These are holding just a portion of the total of 25 grams that came in each of these varieties. So you really do get so much to work with in this double club. And if you were to sign up for the single club, again, you'd still get the 8 different varieties, but you'd get half the quantity, so you'd get 12.5 grams of each color. And here's the third variety called Peach Luster. This soft pastel peach has a sort of silvery, metallic, yet transparent sheen that's coated all around the surface, so you get this extra satiny pearlescent shine. And just like in that peach, this time we have the seafoam luster in this next variety, so you can see again that satiny pearlescent shine that brings out that soft minty green. Up next, we see the matte opaque green AB. So these adding a contrasting type of color and finish combination to complement our other varieties, especially those more delicate looking luster varieties we just took a look at. These offering a bit of a bolder, solid green with just a hint of the AB finish that you can see up close, adding the soft muted iridescence to the surface. Up next, this is one of my favorites. It's called Opaque Tea Rose Luster. It's such a beautiful and light peachy pink tone. And with the luster finish, you also get a similar iridescence like an AB coating, but a little bit more subtle that adds to the glossy shine. And then to add some depth to our palette, the next one is called Dark Red Gold Luster. So you know how sometimes on the ripe peaches you see some of those streaks of the darker red. And this combined with a hint of a golden luster, which helps these to blend really well with some of these more orange tones and peach colors that we see in the palette. The dark red glass is also transparent, so you can see the subtle way that it catches the light. And then our final and eighth selection is in the Duracoat Galvanized Pink Blush. This one having a very orange undertone, again adding a little bit of dimension and depth to the palette, in addition to the lighter shades of peach. Also great to see the Duracoat variety, especially in the galvanized variations that will help that metallic coating and color to stay intact for the long haul. And once again, just loving how they've combined the different colors and finishes. We don't have all opaques or all transparent beads or even all galvanized metallics, but we have this assortment which, when put together, looks stunning and full of possibilities. So that's another job very well done by Beads of the Month Club. I highly recommend this one or any of the different clubs they have to offer, and suggest you check out their website to find out the details about the different clubs you can subscribe to. Not only do they have seed beads, but they also have fire polish, 11O delicas, gemstone beads, 2-hole, and a club called Hot and Trendy. Those last two I mentioned, I also subscribe to. I get the single versions of those. So I will be back in the next week or so to share. And of course, you can also check out the Beads of the Month playlist that I have going back a number of years, which will give you a lot of examples of the types of packages they've sent over that time and show you all those different varieties that you can rotate through. One other perk, if you are a Bead Club subscriber, you will get a link that's printed on your invoice that comes with your package. And you can type that into your computer and be brought to a page that changes monthly that will provide you with 3 free downloadable beading patterns. So every month, just be sure to go in and download your 3 patterns and maybe save them to a file on your computer and build yourself a little Beads of the Month Club bead pattern library that you can add to every month. One other thing I like to mention is that you can contact them via email or their phone number, which you can find on their site, for any questions you have, but in particular, if you are located outside of the US, you're welcome to contact them and provide them with your location if you're interested in a subscription, and they can provide you with a specific quote for the shipping cost to your location. So if you decide to give them a try, be sure to use that coupon code OPAL10, OPAL10. That will be down below the video as well. Another big, huge thank you to you all for joining me today. It's always fun to unbox these packages with you, and I hope you enjoyed checking out this subscription and seeing it up close. That way you can get a feel if this one's right for you. But that's all I have for now. Be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe, and feel free to share the video wherever you like. I look forward to seeing you all again real soon, and in the meantime, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.